February 27th, Friday, 2026. And I am driving to the gym. I don't really know how else to say this, but yesterday I made a video and it had a lot of technical difficulties with it because I don't really know what exactly happened. Actually, no, I do know what happened because I just remember that actually. It's the idea that my gym always seems to be playing very different and varied music at times, and they specifically only play very copyright heavy music. But you know, that's up to the gym though. I'm not going to go to the gym and be like, hey, can you only play copyright free music? Actually, can you only play royalty free music, please? Because I need to make a silly YouTube video to better my mental health. Actually, honestly, that's not really a bad idea, because I remember one time I did go to the gym and they weren't playing any music at all. And it was actually kind of peaceful. And I know that's probably not going to be the case for a majority of gym goers, but I've always thought, like, is it really that bad of an idea to have a gym that doesn't play music? Because it's the idea, dude, like, majority of people go to the gym and they wear headphones and they listen to their own music. So why can't we have a gym? I don't know if that got caught on the microphone right there. The microphone, who? I'm just filming on my little camera right now, but wait, can I play music while recording at the same time? I'm actually kind of surprised about that. So I actually plugged in my phone this time, so now I actually have the GPS and I'm recording, and everything seems to be working out pretty dandy at the moment. But again, going back to the top, it's like everybody already goes to the gym with their own music anyway, so why do we need to play music at the gym unless it's just to get rid of, like, the empty noise, I guess, just to make it feel a little bit more vibrant. But that being said, I guess it is kind of eerie, because it's the idea that when you're in a public space when it's too quiet, it does get a little bit eerie, you know. But, you know, isn't the gym a little bit of an eerie place in itself? Like, I'm not saying the gym has to be someplace where it has to be unsettling and creepy, but it is the idea that people kind of go to the gym because they want to better themselves, and, you know, sometimes bettering yourselves put yourself in some uncomfortable situations. I had a little bit of a trauma mode right there, because yesterday, in the same turn that I just did right now, a moving truck veered straight into my lane, and I had one of those moments where I'm like, oh, I see an imminent crash coming. Uh-oh. Also, this tripod setup right now seems to be working pretty decently. I have it pretty close to me now, so we're getting a very personal POV at the moment. I do still see it shaking a lot, but I guess that is just the nature of everything. But I remember I had a lot of copyright strikes on the, the video I made yesterday, because I think it legitimately got, how many sets did I record? Like 10 sets? Yeah, it should have been 10 sets that I recorded. Yeah, every 10 clip that I had, each 10 clip, man, I can't fucking speak for shit, but every clip I had of me working out in the gym all got copyright stricken to the point I had to mute one, and the other one still said they were blocked in some territories. But I did notice, for some reason, which I don't know why, anytime a song gets blocked and I can't play in a certain area, it's always Russia and the Belarus. So I don't really know what's going on in terms of copyright laws over there, nor do I care enough to research and find out why. But a lot of my videos are blocked in the Slavic area due to some song choices that are out of my control, though. But once again, yesterday I did legs, or if I were to call it with my split that I've been doing for I think almost a year now, upper body, lower body. And there is no magical reason why I switched to upper body, lower body. I just find it fun. And I remember there are times where, like, people, I guess at this point I might have a little bit extra gym knowledge versus, like, the average person. But versus, like, the average gym goer, I still feel kind of, you know, on the lower end of that spectrum, right? Where, again, do I have an amazing physique to show off for it? No. Do I have years of experience behind me? I guess kind of. The thing is, have I been going to the gym for 3 years now? Yes. Have I been going consistently to the gym for 3 years? No. And you can literally see it with the video consistencies where, like, I remember I was looking at my video things from 2023 to 2024, and I did it until, like, April, I think. So it was, like, late 2023 going into early 2024. I stopped, and then a year later, I resumed them again last year in 2025, and then that went for, like, 4 days, and then I stopped again altogether as well. And you know what? I think it's finally the idea in time that, like, if I ever do find joy in something, if I find something fun, I just got a text message right now. Should I read it out loud? Actually, I shouldn't, since I'm recording this little video right now, but you know, I'm starting to think I do have a little bit of a fear that once I start enjoying something, I don't set myself good boundaries. I try to, you know, push through things that I don't particularly like with it. And I know there are things in life where, like, you do have to kind of grit your teeth a little bit and just say, all right, I got to tough it out. I got to thug it out a little bit. But I think mainly when it comes to hobbies, I need to find like a better boundary, like a better perspective with a lot of boundaries, or with a lot of hobbies I have, because I feel like I find myself burning out on said hobbies a little bit too quickly, to the point I stopped doing said hobby after a while, where I'm like, wow, like I actually kind of don't enjoy it anymore. And it's kind of like this alarming feeling of like, why do I not enjoy it anymore when I put so much time and effort and care and love into it? I'm not talking about my previous relationship. That kind of sounds like a allusion to that. Or maybe I'm actually learning about my attachments. Dude, my Instagram feed is fucked up right now, dude. I just made this joke to one of my friends right now. My Instagram feed for a while was people making 9/11 jokes, and I'm not saying that to make lighthearted jabs at 9/11 and the horrible tragedy that the U.S. faced, but it's the idea that like those people going like, oh man, my POV when something happened on 2024, and then somebody else going like, oh, my POV when something happened in 2001, and they are always cut to the clip of them looking at TV going like, oh my god, they hit the second tower. My Instagram feed right now is knowing your attachment styles, healing from trauma from a past relationship, how to get over your ex with healthy boundaries. It's only well, as per the 9/11 joke where I said where people talk about the second tower being hit, we have already had today's second collision warning. I really don't know why the first collision warning, it's that beep 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 noise that keeps happening. Why that happened earlier, because there was no car in front of me, so maybe I hit a ghost. Maybe I hit the ghost of my past. I kind of hate yellow lights, man. There's just this weird area of yellow lights where I feel like I just get so nervous whether or not I should actually go for it or not. Because there is a way that, to some extent, some yellow lights are safer if you actually speed up and go for them, because then it prevents a rear-ending collision. But it's also at the time where, like, if you mistime a yellow light, you can also kind of fuck it up and get T-boned by somebody going on their green light. Actually, that being said, if it's yellow, I don't think you're ever actually in danger, though. I feel like it's at the point if you actually start running reds at that point is when you're actually in danger, though. Another thing I'm a little bit bummed about at the moment is I've been looking at houses in the area, or just houses in general, and they're really expensive, man. Houses are expensive, and then I get kind of debated a little bit when I get a statement from my bank saying, hey, we pre-approved you after some pre-credit screening, and we're approving you for a loan of X amount, and here's your monthly payment at this interest. And I just look at it and go, my parents bought a house, and that's not what the monthly payments look like. And I'll tell you that, like, my parents bought a house similar to the amount of money that you're offering me right now, and those payments ain't looking nothing close to that payment statement that you're giving me right now. And I guess that brings back to the point where I guess I do have a little bit of unresolved trauma, where again, trauma dump moment, where again, one of the reasons my ex decided to leave me was the idea that said, oh, you don't have a house. Okay, you don't have a house. You're homeless. I'm homeless. Why am I the only one that has to look for getting into a house together? Moving on from that bitter resentment right there, I keep looking at, there's a lot of new housing developments. It's the idea of this too. There's so many houses being built right now, and then I look at the prices and I'm like, who the fuck is affording these? And then like a year later, I see some of those houses still sitting vacant, and somehow the price went up. And you know what's the craziest thing? I remember this was one development I drove by for around 2 years. They said starting houses at $800K. I was like, all right, that's already pretty damn expensive. And then after that, after a year of seeing that place vacant, it went up to 1.2 million. And you know what's the craziest thing? I started seeing people actually move in. So maybe there's just something I just don't understand about the world yet, and that's why she left me. But to see that houses are starting at $800K not selling, and then go up to 1.2 million and then start selling, I don't get it. And a large majority too, I found out too, whenever I do see a house sell, it's usually people flipping them now, which it's either the flip for profit or flip for profit in the eye of turning into like a rental property as well. But there's like another part of me too, like, do I want to own a home? Like, with my parents being homeowners, I obviously helped them out with a lot of their finances and stuff like that, because, second generation immigrant right here, which means the first generation, aka my parents, they're like, hey, can you figure this out for me? And then there are just some things where I just don't understand how they've been living in the US for over 20 years, and they're both citizens, and they're like, hey, I can't read English, what does this say? And it's like, oh, like, please reset your password, please remember your login details. And they're like, I don't remember my login details. I'm like, what? Okay, so let's go to the process. We go to the website, we type in forgot my password, and then I go, okay, what email did you use to sign up for this? And they go, I don't know what email I used up for it. I'm like, okay. So I go to the next thing, it's like forgot username. I go to the forgot username, and they go, oh, please don't. Oh, okay. We avoided another collision warning this time. This guy made a very illegal U-turn. A little bit too close for my comfort, to be honest. Oh, we got somebody coming out real quick behind me right now. I really didn't want to go to the gym today. If I'm being completely honest, I had a pretty good day yesterday, but then I woke up with an ever-impending sense of doom this morning, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I think I know why, but is it really good to blame all my troubles and tribulations onto one person? No, that's not healthy at all either, because are they even to blame for this? I don't know. I mean, I could say they could have been a catalyst. They could have had a part in it, but I have to realize that all these tribulations and trials that I faced, I need to look at the person that has to face them, which is me. It's me. Spoiler alert. I have to face my consequences of my actions, and I have to find how to overcome them. And it's not even always consequences of my actions, because it's not like I'm like an evil person. I'm not going around just going nightmare to every person I meet. I like to think I'm a pretty well-rounded individual. Am I perfect? No, but I do feel like I'm pretty caring, I'm pretty giving. And I like to feel like I'm pretty empathetic, but then I notice, again, you know what I told you about my Instagram feel? Yeah, my Instagram reels are in its feels right now, where it's giving very, like, psychology help aided content, where I do realize that I have a lot of unresolved, shouldn't call it trauma, but some things that happened in my past where I don't think I fully really overcome, whether it be family relations, how I had a bitter resentment towards my parents at times, how even to this day I still have some bad days with them, have some good days with them, but then I can also kind of realize, grown ass man living with his parents, but you know what? I'm just gonna live up to it. I'm gonna own up to it. Yes, I'm a grown-ass man living with his parents. Could I blame them for that as well? Yeah, I could. But all in all, in the end, these are things that I'll probably just tell myself to make myself feel better. But does that really help with anything in the long run? I think it helps in the idea of at least acknowledging it, where I go, okay, I can at least give some explanation and leeway to myself, saying, why am I in this situation? Why did I end up in this situation? Why am I hurt? Why am I not healing? Why am I not learning? Why am I not progressing? I can give reason to those things, but in the end, it's going to be up to me. I have to do the thing again where I look in the mirror. I actually thought about literally looking at myself in the mirror. You know, the little pull down thing right here, the sun visor. But then I thought, I'm driving. I probably shouldn't do that. But again, did not wake up in the greatest of mood today. Really did not want to go to the gym. I kind of wanted to, let me use some of the words I've been learning. I kind of wanted to bed rot today. I kind of wanted to do bed rot maxing today. I kind of wanted to junk food max as well. I wanted to, I don't really know what gesture maxing really means, to be honest, but, you know, for example, like today I really thought, hey, I should just stay home. I should just eat foods that I really like, aka junk food. I should at least get my steps in, because at least that's like a pretty easy and tolerable goal that I can give myself. Because again, I can just do that at home, right? I don't have to prepare for anything. I just bring out my little walking pad, set up the 3.5 miles per hour, and just go, and then get 10K steps in throughout the day, because I don't even have to do it in one sitting. Nobody told me I had to do it in one one hour and a half sitting that I can get all 10K steps in. No, I can split up. I can do 20-minute sessions. I can do 30-minute sessions. I can do 40-minute sessions. I can even do 10-minute sessions. The world's my oyster. But it is really hard taking the first step of realizing that I need to change. And it's hard. It's difficult. Because there are times where I thought, hey, I had something good going on for me. Why couldn't I just keep going at it? For example, like, I am pretty much on the boat of changing my career path at the moment. And I'm pretty on set, or pretty on, I don't even know what fucking word I want to use. I'm pretty directional. I'm going in a certain direction towards that area that I want to talk about, where I kind of want to go back to school and learn something different, because I learned something that I wasn't really passionate about, really hated it. But now, you know, it's a weird thing too. That topic that I didn't even really like initially now makes me think, like, what if I actually enjoy it more now because I have the drive, I have the push, I have the motivation to be like, hey, I actually want it now. And it kind of comes back to the decision of, you know, I always had this idea of, like, why are we kind of forced to go to college? Not, again, you're not forced, right? Nobody's forcing you to do anything, but societal pressure, societal norms, where, you know, after high school, you are, for some people, expected to go straight to college. But I'll tell you, like, in high school, they always said, hey, you have a rough idea what you want to do in your life. And I never knew what the fuck I wanted to do in my life, because, again, if I were to blame some other external factors, I had parents, typical Asian parents, specifically the tiger mom that says, if you don't end up as a doctor or a lawyer, you're pathetic, you're nothing. And I grew up thinking, if I don't pursue those goals, specifically those goals, then I am pathetic and I am nothing. And I'd really try to force myself to some extent to be like, hey, I really want to pursue those things. But whoop-de-doo, I fucking hated science in high school. I really only liked history and math. And what was the other thing? I also really didn't like reading and writing. So I said, hey, I kind of like history and math. Why don't I do accounting? It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, it really doesn't make sense looking back at my thought process. But then, you know, I was a fucking 17, 18-year-old. What the fuck do I know about life? I'm fucking 28 right now, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. But I gotta give my parents one thing. They're still okay with me. They haven't banished me to the shadow realm. So, and I told them outright, hey, like, I've had a lot of difficulty previously about trying to decide what to do with my life, and I think I have at least some sort of direction now. Were they happy with that answer? Hell nah. They said, what the fuck, grown-ass man saying this shit? But grown-ass man at least admitting he wants to change. Grown-ass man actually deciding that he'd probably feel better if he went to the gym instead of skipping today. Grown-ass man driving on his 22-minute commute to the gym at the moment because he decided to go to a gym further away because theoretically he thought it'd be less busy and it'd be a better environment for him to thrive in and preferably film himself as well. Grown-ass man hoping to be an actual grown-ass man one day, because right now, do not feel very grown, do not feel very ass. Literally, too. I've actually started incorporating glute exercises, as you guys saw in the hip thrust yesterday. Why am I saying you guys? I'm talking to myself at this point. Yesterday's video got 4 views, and all 4 of them were me. 4. Also, I'm driving in a section of the highway right now that I just really do not understand. It's a highway that merges, or that transfers into like a connection area that like diverges into like 3 different areas. And they made it decided to be 35 miles per hour. After driving 60, they want you to go 35, and then all of a sudden it hits a light. But, I have upper body today. I kind of want to do some shoulder presses, maybe with a dumbbell or a barbell or Smith machine, because that sounds kind of fun, but I know those machines are always in high demand. And some sort of row, some sort of pull down. Maybe I'll do some assisted pull-ups because that sounds kind of fun. I want to be able to do at least 5 normal pull-ups this year. I think that's going to be an actual goal that I give myself, that before the end of 2026, I want to be able to do unassisted pull-ups, and I want to be able to do at least 5. I got this.
I have nothing left to give. I have found the perfect end. You were made to make it hurt. Disappear into the dirt. Carry me to heaven's arms. Light the way, let me go. Take the time to take my breath. I will end where I began, and I will find the enemy within. 'Cause I can feel it crawl beneath my skin. Dear agony, just let go of me. Suffer slowly. Is this the way it's gotta be? Dear agony. Suddenly the lights go out. Let forever drag me down. I will fight for one last breath. I will fight until the end, and I will find the enemy within. 'Cause I can feel it crawl beneath my skin. Dear agony, just let go of me. Suffer slowly. Is this the way it's gotta be? Don't bury me, faceless enemy. I'm so sorry. Is this the way it's gotta be? Dear agony.
looking out on the day of another dream, where you can't get what you want, but you can get me. So let's set out and see, 'cause you are my medicine when you're close to me, when you're close to me. The call and the submarines round the world will go. Does anybody know if we're looking out on the day of another dream? If you can't get what you want, then come with me. Up on Melancholy Hill, sits the manatee, just looking out for the day when you're close to me, when you're close to me.
Well, we are now on the way back home now. I actually had a nice little wind down session. As you can tell, I'm not immediately pulling out of the gym right now. I've actually made a decent chunk of the way back home. And by decent, I still have 24 minutes left on the GPS, it says. But, I do not have a but, actually. And that is what I'm going to be working on partially in 2020. Actually, not partially. I will be working on growing a butt with an increased size, with an increased amount of mass, with a dominable presence. Mainly because I notice I have a long back and I do not have an ass. But without further ado, we have another 3 servings of the quote-unquote semen shake. Oh, that is a revolting texture, my goodness. The fact that, the thing too is, it kind of makes sense. Where did I buy this protein powder? I bought it in the clearance aisle as super supplements. You know, as much as I love a good sale and a good clearance, it comes with the fact that whenever I do purchase it, there is a reason why it didn't sell. There's a reason why it ended up on the clearance shelf, right? And that goes for anything that ends up on the clearance shelf. Like whenever I go shopping for clothes, there are definitely times where I try on a piece of clothing and I go, dang, I now know why nobody bought this thing, because it either fits weird, bad fabric quality, or it's just weird in general. Which is odd because, again, is this a completely flawed product? No. I'm going to finish this off later. I can't finish all of it right now. Is this a flawed product in every aspect? No, because as I said, the more I drink it, the more I realize the flavor of it does indeed taste like orange creamsicle, because it tastes a little bit more orangey, yes. So I've also been kind of thinking about, what if I mix this protein powder with orange juice actually? Would that increase the flavor profile of it? Because I will say one of my favorite fruits, even though I do find it kind of annoying in terms of like the ease of access of eating the said fruit, is oranges. And I feel like some people might argue that, like, how could you argue that an orange is inconvenient to eat? Have you ever peeled an orange that doesn't peel properly? That's actually like one of the most miserable experiences. Right next to getting dumped. Okay, moving on from that though again. I really gotta stop making... The thing too is, I've been tormenting my friends for the past like 4 months of, like, you know, post-breakup jokes. Oh, like, can't get over my ex jokes. And the thing too is, they are jokes, but jokes are only funny if they are welcomed and understood. And I think I might have reached a point where some of my friends are probably thinking, hey man, we get it. You got dumped. Stop making the same joke 18 times in a row. And I don't think I will, actually. I just came to the resolution that I don't think I will change. Just kidding, I will. Why? I feel like there's a beauty in comedy where, you know, I've also talked with my therapist where he actually mentioned that my need to be funny, my need to fill like an empty space with laughter, with jokes, with conversation, probably stems from a childhood of neglect. Just kidding, I didn't get neglected. But again, it's, you know, I grew up an only child. I had a kind of a weird, like, social upbringing where I really had a hard time making friends by being myself. So what did I do? I decided to just be as funny as possible. And I did end up, I guess it did end up working because I've grown up. And the most abundant compliment that I ever got is not, oh, you're so tall, obviously, because I'm not tall. Oh, you're so jacked, because obviously I'm still going to the gym because I'm still not jacked. Oh, you're so handsome. My mom calls me handsome, but that is subjective, though. Because I've noticed sometimes my mom will call, like, you know, an actor very handsome, like a celebrity, like, oh, that's a very handsome person. And then she'll be looking at me like, oh, but my baby boy's more handsome. And I go, hee hee, that's me. But then there are other times too where she just flat out just calls me ugly. So kind of a weird juxtaposition where sometimes I'm like, wow, maybe I am a dashing young man. And then sometimes if I didn't wear my contacts, and my mom would be like, dang, you look so ugly in glasses. I'm like, wow, thanks, mom. It's like always right before we're going out for like a family outing too, she'll say some shit like that. And then when I'm visibly bothered by it, she's like, why are you bothered by it? It's just an observation. And I'm just like, let's flip the script here real quick, mother. If I call you ugly right now, you're gonna probably be very upset. Also, I don't know if other cultures have this issue too. Maybe it's just a Korean thing, but I also feel like Korean people in general too, they give you like very backhanded compliments or just straight up insults at times where like I'll meet like a family friend or like a relative that I haven't seen for a while. And again, it is with the adults, right? So should I call them the first generation immigrants of the US? Well, they'll look at you. And I remember one time I saw my aunt after not seeing her for like 3 years. And the first thing she said, she's like, oh my God, you got so fat. Have you noticed how fat you got? Oh my God, you're so big. And I'm like, okay, auntie, I haven't seen you in 3 years. I was gonna say it's nice to see you again. And then she's just going, oh my God, look at your chin. And I'm just like, I get it. She's like, how could you get so fat? And I'm like, all right, fuck you too then. Funny enough, dude, that was legitimately one of the last times I talked to that aunt. So maybe it's for the better, actually. And I remember too, like, again, is it with all Koreans? No, but I remember they're just sometimes, I even go to like a restaurant that like, again, that maybe I'd be a regular at. I remember one time, since they knew my parents as well, they're like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. And they looked at me and they go, oh, damn, you've been eating well. And I have to like play along with it, like, oh, I've been eating real well. And funny enough, things being told that actually did end up leading to me losing weight. So dude, today's driving has been fucking perilous. This guy just fucking slammed on his brakes in the middle of nowhere. And oh boy, my GPS just increased the time of arrival by 3 minutes when I did absolutely nothing. I can finish this. I can't believe me trying to finish my protein shake is like the same amount of like fear and not, I shouldn't say anxiety, but like that anticipation almost before I go into like a set where I'm like, oh boy, let's PR. Oh, that's good enough for now. That's good enough for now. I can't get the rest of it out right now, but I'm going to save for that until I get home. And then just add a little bit of water and just finish out the rest of the whatever. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, when you drink a protein shake, or specifically if you're eating yogurt as well, I noticed, and one thing that kind of bothered me is, like, there's a lot left on, like, the container itself. So, for example, like, can I get the remainder of this out? Yes, but I'm gonna have to go, like, full straight vertical, and I do not want to do that while driving. And specifically, too, when I'm eating yogurt at home, and I finish my yogurt bowl, and then I look in my bowl, and I realize there's probably, like, an entire spoonful left on the actual bowl itself as too. So it's like, I can't just waste that, right? And there have been times where I do be licking the bowl. And there are also some times where I say, it is what it is, and I just toss it into the sink because I don't really want to go through the trouble of scraping every little morsel of yogurt out of my bowl. But, yeah. Words sometimes hurt, man. Words sometimes hurt. You know what else hurts? I'm not gonna... Don't worry, I'm not gonna make that same exact joke again. Just kidding. You know what else hurts? Dedicating your life for 2 years for somebody, and look at me now! Ah, ha, ha, ha. Fucking single again. But we make do, we move on, and I live with the hope that I will simply find another person that'll probably be either, hopefully, you know, I shouldn't expect too much, right? I shouldn't expect things to be given to me. I gotta work for it as well. So I'm gonna use the word hopefully, treats me better, makes me feel better about myself, and sees a future where we're both working towards it. Affirmations. Positive affirmations, guys. Whoa, there's some llamas over the... Wait, can I twist? No, I don't have enough time. You know, that's the thing. Sometimes I be feeling a little bit down, and then I just see the most random thing that just brightens my day a little bit. I saw some llamas right now. They were not alpacas, I'll tell you that. I know how to differentiate between an alpaca and a llama nowadays. Why? I went to a kangaroo farm in my state, and they had llamas and alpacas. And the nice tour guide there told us how to differentiate them, but I forgot completely what they actually said in terms of what the differentiation was. And my main reasoning of how to tell them apart is that they look different. Isn't that a great scientific discovery right there? Man says alpacas and llamas look different. Confirmed by Andy Rukim. Another thing that I'm kind of sad about recently, not actually sad, but like a little bit sad, is that there used to be a lot of frogs and toads in my neighborhood. And for the past like 5 years, actually 6 years, I forgot, it's 2026 now. The passage of time is very evident that I realized. It's been 6 years since 2020. 6 years since the 2020 event. Back to the topic on frogs and toads though. There used to be a lot of frogs and toads, especially in my front lawn, especially after it rained. And I love just seeing them hop around, dude. There's just something about frogs. Would I ever own a frog? Probably not. Because I think the more I think about it, I don't think, especially currently right now, I would not be a good animal or like a pet owner. Like, would I be terrible? No. Would I be the greatest? I don't think I would be. The main thing is, like, I feel like at times, like, or who knows, maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, you know that joke of, oh, I'm not the stepdad, I'm the dad who stepped up. Like, you know that joke? So maybe when you're put into, like, you know, a mode of crisis, you will step up, for example, your pets and other people and loved ones. But it's the idea that I feel like I struggle so much just even taking care of myself at times. Actually, I take that back. I realize why I don't want a pet right now. I'm not only taking care of myself, but I'm taking care of my family members. I'm literally a caretaker right now for my grandpa. And that shit's fucking hard. If I had to look after a fucking dog or a cat as well, and they had to go, like, they actually needed, like, more attention than just giving them food and cuddles and little, you know, playing around with them, I don't think I could do that right now. I can't. I got a lot on my plate at the moment. Actually, it's to the point where, yeah, I'm so busy taking care of other people that I don't even have time to take care of myself. And I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, where it's the idea of, like, when do I get Andy time? When do I get time where I get to take care of myself? Where do other people start taking care of me? You know what? I take that back. I have really good friends, and they take good care of me. And I'm thinking I'm just being a little bit greedy right now, wanting to think about more, and I think that is also some repressed emotions. Actually, not even repressed at this point. They're oppressed. What just happened? That guy flashes like, oh, he's letting the... See, I didn't let that guy in, but the guy behind me did. So does that make me the villain? Yeah, but I actually just didn't notice, but... What the hell is that up there? Where again, I guess I wanted more out of that relationship, and once I started asking and... You know, I'm coming to some realizations nowadays where, again... Was the relationship perfect? No. Was it nice at times? Yes. But then, are there things that I look back on now and then I realize I was actually mistreated? Yes. Because I feel like one thing that I feel like maybe other people do as well, maybe it's not even like a rare occasion thing, but I remember I blamed myself a lot for the beginning of the breakup because I'm like, that's the thing that I had the most control over. I have no control over other people's actions because in the end, it's their actions, right? Like I can't say, computer, program this person to actually be a more loving person and not be selfish and self-centered. It doesn't work like that. So who did I blame instead? Because I felt like I had the control and power over it? Myself. Where I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I messed up. Wah, wah. I will say during that time, I don't think I actually ever asked to get back together. So I have at least that amount of self-dignity. At least I was like, hey, man, well, I see what you said. Here are the problems that you had. And you know what? I admit to them. But also, I might have had the self-dignity to, like, not be like, please get back together to me. Please. But did not also have the self-dignity to be like, hey. Actually, I did actually stand up for myself a little bit, too. Where I said, like, hey, I feel like you're being a bit unfair right now with how you're processing this. Where, again, it's like, you know, I could delve into this for so much. But there's also this, my Instagram reel feed has been real fucked up recently, but I did see another thing recently as well. It's one of those like borderline cringy anime edits where it's like when bro keeps talking about his ex and I have to hit him with the truth and it starts playing like fucking anime and it shows like a clip from Vinland Saga of a guy reaching epiphany. But I think the caption was like, to let a wound heal, one must stop touching it. Maybe I gotta stop touching the wound actually at this point. Maybe I gotta stop fucking talking about it. Maybe that's the solution to it all. Who knows? You know what would also be a really good thing for me to heal right now? A fucking Caniac combo. A fucking Caniac combo sounds devastating in a positive sense to me right now. Absolutely groundbreaking discovery. And, it's a limousine. It smells kind of... Smells like something's burning. Hopefully it's not my car. But yeah, today's workout of upper body, I did a little bit of... I like to say today's lift was kind of fun because I kind of just... I didn't count any of my reps. All I did was increase the weight of every exercise that I did. Wait, was it every exercise? I think the only exercise I did increase weight on was the lat pull downs. But I did increase my reps though. I did notice that. I increased the amount of reps, so... Overall, good progression for today for a lot of my lifts. Maybe the form wasn't the cleanest on a majority of them, but today I really just said, hey, I kind of want to have like a fun lift where I just go at it. I don't count. I count. And the thing that's the beauty about me actually recording my sets, which I really didn't record my sets today actually because there was a lot of people in the gym. Specifically, there was a lot of women at the gym. And I noticed since this gym actually has a lot of like professional bodybuilders or just bodybuilders in general that actually like competing bodybuilders, right? So they're up on the second floor usually because there's like a big mirror room with lighting up there where I think it's called like bikini division, where they wear a bikini and high heels and they pose. And I felt very awkward filming my sets because I try to make sure as much as possible that they didn't show up in the background. And I do think looking back at the footage, I don't think they showed up in the background. So I have, you know, the benefit of nobody going like, are you filming me? Are you filming me? Son, are you filming me? So, yeah. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm about 7 minutes away from home. I definitely got to eat something because I am quite parched and quite hungry. Because what's the thing? Oh, I also did my 30 minutes of, additional cardio at the end of my workout as well, which I did about 15 minutes. No, I think I did 10 minutes of incline. No, I did 15, I think. I did 15 minutes of incline walking, 15 minutes of normal walking to get like an extra like 3,300 steps in. So which leads us to the end of the day. We are currently at 9,109 steps for the day because I also took the executive decision to get some earlier steps done. So I only need 900 more steps for 10,000 today. I also hit my step goal yesterday because I went out to go visit my friends to get some dumplings. I actually arrived there first, about like 10 minutes earlier than everybody else, so I just walked around the area and I got my steps in and it worked out. And it's the idea that sometimes that things that seem so unfeasible, so unreachable, are actually just, if I just put in even the tiniest bit of extra effort, it ends up working out. Because even yesterday too, I was missing like 8,000, or not 8,000, that'd be fucking ridiculous. I was missing like 2,000 extra steps to hit 10K, and I really didn't want to do it because, again, I'm going out to meet with my friends. I just want to relax, have a nice dinner. But then I saw an opportunity, I took it, and it worked out. And is it the greatest thing in the world of me just walking around for an extra 15 minutes? No. If anything, it's the most minuscule thing that I could have done. But does that mean I still worked a little bit harder to achieve my goals? Yes. And I think, whoa, what the hell? What the helly? What the heliante? I've reached like a very deep stage of brain rot at this point where I remember yesterday, all I do is just recite brain rot. Should I even call it brain rot? I started reciting my stims. I was stimming. I'm overstimulated. You know, I actually just found out very recently that I should probably stop using the word overstimulated, because I did not know overstimulated it is actually stemming from people that are neurodivergent. And apparently right now too, since I am not confirmed 100% diagnosis of neurodivergent, I feel like I'm gonna take the extra executive effort to not use words that are meant for neurodivergent people. Does that really make that big of a deal? No. Are we also going fucking 27 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone because the van in front of me just said, fuck it, let's take the fucking scenic view? But I had a good workout today. And today, the day hasn't been so bad so far too. So things are looking up. Things are gonna be better. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna grow. Whoa, can I wave to him? Oh, he didn't fucking see me. I just saw my friend drive by me and I tried to wave to him as fast as possible. I don't know if I waved enough in time. But